we're talking about. So we're going to talk about interval notation today. It is how 99% of our answers will be written from now on. Just so you know, like I said, it's something that you either get right away or it takes a little while for you to get. But once you get it, it's like that. Wow. All right. So some people are going to get it right away today. They're going to be really impatient because we're going to take a little bit more time on it for some other people. Some other people it's going to take more practice, more repetition to get it. Hopefully we can all get it right away, but it doesn't always work like that. So, we're talking about how to solve inequalities, which we've done before. We're talking about writing interval notation, which is new. And we're going to talk about matching number line graphs with solution sets. We're also going to talk a little bit about how to graph lines. We're going to review that for a few problems because we are going to do it later because we're going to graph inequalities. First and foremost, so interval notation. So, interval notation is when we're trying to write out what solutions we have for a certain inequality or for a certain set of inequalities. So like what solutions would work. So if I talk about, let's say, x is greater than or equal to 3. I'll just say greater than 3. It's greater than 3. What does that mean? What numbers can I have that would satisfy that?
4 and above.
4 and above. 4 to
Infinity.
So that is exactly what interval notation is writing out. What would happen is, I would take 3, because that's my endpoint. That'd be the left side, because that's the smallest number it could technically be, without us actually including it. And then I would write comma, infinity. This is just me talking right now.
Oh.
You don't need to write this down.
Okay.
Okay? So, that's our set. That's our solution set right here. Is any number between 3 and infinity and not including them. Right? So any number you pick between there is going to work out. It's going to be your answer, right? It will work for your inequality. That's what we're doing with interval notation. Is we're trying to write out that set of numbers, that lowest number it could be and the highest number it could be. All right? And the lowest number will always go on the left. We'll talk more about that in a second when we start writing actual solutions. With intervals, there's different types of intervals you can have. You can have an open interval, which is like having two open circles on a graph, right? When we talk about that line graph, we had open circles. That means we can't include those numbers. If that's the case, if it's just greater than or less than, if you have those open circles on the graph, it's going to be a parenthesis that you use to close your interval notation. Because this is telling me I can't include 1 and 5. I can get really close to them, but I can't actually include them, just like that circle does on the line graph. You can have a closed interval, which would be like filled in dots on the graph, and those are represented with a bracket. That means, yes, I can include both 1 and 5 in my solution set. Both of them will work. You could have half open, right? Either way. You could have one bracket, one parenthesis. If one of them is like a filled in circle, one of them is an open circle, and I'm including one number, but I'm not including a different one. Or you could have non-ending intervals, which means it could go to infinity, like we just saw. Or if it's like less than 3, it would go to negative infinity. So either way it goes, you could have negative infinity, infinity, and they will always have a parenthesis around them. You can never include negative infinity and positive infinity. You will never have a bracket on that side. It will always be a parenthesis. Why is that? Why can't I include infinity or negative infinity?
Because it's impossible.
I don't know if I like the word impossible. Is infinity actually, is it actually a number?
Can be technically.
No, it's technically not a number. It's the idea that there's never an end to it. It's always going to something. There's always another number after it. So an infinity is not actually a number, so we can't ever include it. So that's why it's always a parenthesis. So it's always an open. Alright? Does that make sense? Ish, at least?
Yes.
Hopefully we start like writing out some actual solutions that make more sense. Okay, so flip the page, let's try a problem. Okay, first and foremost, guys, what type of statement would this be? And or? And, right? It's a compound inequality. It's an and statement. 36 less than or equal to 11 minus 5x less than or equal to 66. They want us to solve, write interval notation, and graph. We have 3 things to do.
Subtract 11.
So let's solve first, subtract 11. 25 less than or equal to negative 5x. Less than or equal to 55.
Divide by negative 5.
Well, divide by negative 5. Hey guys, what happens when I divide by negative?
Flip the signs.
Gotta flip the sign. So divide by negative 5 and flip all of your signs. Negative 5 greater than or equal to x. Greater than or equal to negative 11. Now, I'm pretty sure I talked about this yesterday, that I'm not super picky. That'd be an okay answer.
You want to put the other one.
But I like to put it the other way. I like to have my smallest number to the left, especially if I'm going to write it in interval notations, can make it a lot easier. So I'm going to write negative 11 less than or equal to x less than or equal to negative 5. Okay. I'm going to graph and then we're going to write an interval notation. Is that okay? I think seeing it on the graph kind of helps a little bit. So if I want to graph this, at negative 11, am I going to have an open or a closed circle?
Close.
Closed, right? It's or equal to. So it's a closed circle at negative 11. And I'm shading which way?
Right.
To the right. X is greater than. Okay? At negative 5, I have another closed circle. So it's or equal to. Which way am I going to shade?
Left.
Left. It's less than. So right here, that shaded part between the two dots is my solution set. Well, I want to write that as an interval notation. So remember, when we're writing interval notation, we're trying to write the smallest number that would work for our solutions and the biggest number, so we know between those two numbers works. Okay? So the smallest number that would work would be negative 11. Right? That's the smallest number in my solution set, whether you're looking at the graph or you're looking at your statement up here. Comma, what's the biggest number it could get to? Negative 5. Now, both of these will have a bracket around them.
Yes, sir.
Because it is a closed interval, right? We're including both negative 11 and negative 5. So we're putting brackets around them. Now, a couple really important things about interval notation. With or statements, you might have more than one. We'll see that in a second. You will always, always, always have your smallest number all the way to the left. Okay? The smallest number needs to be on the left. If you write this negative 5 to negative 11, it gets marked wrong. The smallest number always goes on the left. It's telling us the range from left to right. Cool? Should we try another?
No.
Okay, take that as a yes.
I already know.
Negative 5b minus 8 less than or equal to negative 68, or 11b minus 12 less than negative 100. So same thing, solve both these like we did yesterday. Add 8. Negative 5b less than or equal to negative 60. Divide by negative 5. B less than or equal to 12, right?
No.
Why not, Colin?
Because you divided by a negative.
Divided by negative, so I have to
Switch the sign.
flip the sign. Should B is greater than or equal to 12. Or add 12. 11b less than negative 88. Divide by 11. B is less than negative 8. So I've solved both pieces. Like I said, you can either do your interval notation right away or graph it. I think if you graph it, it helps you see it a little bit easier. I'm going to try and move this up a little bit. Okay. B is greater than or equal to 12. At 12, am I going to have an open or filled in circle?
Close.
Closed or filled in? Good.
Close. Okay.
And I'm going to the right. I'm going greater than 12. B less than negative 8. At negative 8, am I going to have an open or closed?
Open.
Open, right? Negative 8, it's not or equal to, and I'm going to the left. Alright, so that's my or graph right there. Now I want to write an interval notation. That first part, B is greater than or equal to 12. Do you think about that? What is the smallest number that will satisfy this? If I look at this part of the graph. 12. Am I including 12? Is it or equal to?
Yes.
So it's a bracket around 12, comma, where's that portion going? Infinity, right? The biggest number that's going to be is going to be infinity. It's going to keep going and going and going. So it's going to be 12 to infinity. Is that a bracket or a parenthesis around infinity?
Bracket.
Parenthesis, right? We said we'll never, ever, ever have a bracket around infinity. So we can't include it. Or, look at the second part. B is less than negative 8. That's this part of the graph over here. What is the smallest number that would satisfy that?
Negative infinity.
Negative infinity. 2.
Negative 8.
Negative 8. The biggest number is going to be negative 8. And is that going to be a bracket or a parenthesis? parenthesis, right? It's not or equal to, it's an open circle. Is this a good answer, you think?
No, you gotta circle them.
No. I like the no part. The circle part I really don't care about. What did I just say before we start this problem?
You gotta flip the sides. You gotta flip
We gotta have the smallest number all the way to the left. So what's gonna happen is we're just gonna rearrange them. It's gonna go negative infinity to negative 8 or 12 to infinity. They're excited about something.
They're finished.
They're finished. Nice. Good for them.
They're done.
We're not yet.
Yeah. Yeah, we got forever.
Yeah, we got forever.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot. So, guys, any questions on that? It took us a while to get started today.
Why?
Just, I'm sorry, I'm
Oh, so you guys are the ones who
Shh. Get sidetracked. Let's not get sidetracked here. Do we have any questions so far? No? Alright, I think there's one more on there, right? Solve and write your solution in interval notation. Then graph it on the number line. So, distribute negative 2 to both pieces, negative 4 to both pieces, negative 6 plus 6x, minus 4x minus 20 is less than or equal to negative 24. So we're just going to solve it like normal, right? Just one inequality. Combine your like terms. 6x minus 4x is 2x. Negative 6 minus 20 is minus 26. Less than or equal to negative 24. Aiden, what's my next step in this problem?
You add 26.
Add 26 to each side, good. 2x less than or equal to 2.
Good catch.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Caden, what's my next step in this problem?
So divide by 2. Divide by 2.
Divide by 2.
Good job, dude.
X is less than or equal to 1. Like I said, I'm going to graph first and then do interval notation. So if it's less than or equal to 1, that means page. At 1, I should have an open or closed circle. Shh. Page.
Christina.
Closed. And Haley, which way should I be going? To the left. Good. Alright. So I've graphed it and I've solved it. Now I need to write an interval notation. Well, what is the smallest number that will satisfy this?
Negative infinity.
Negative infinity. Remember, it's a parenthesis. And what's the biggest number that will satisfy it? 1. And it's going to have a
Parenthesis.
bracket. That's my interval notation. Alright. Any questions so far?
Is that the final problem?
No, we got more to do. We got so much more to do yet. Guys, the next 2 problems should go by like this.
Oh my.
Like lickety split.
Lickety split. If you pay attention, don't talk.
Oh, well, but then I'm gonna go.
Alright.
I'm
So,
gonna go lickety slow. Yeah.
matching graphs with solutions. So, I have 3 is less than negative 5m plus 2n. I want to match it to the graph that would match it, right? I want to match it to its inequality graph. So, how would I do that? Solve it.
So,
3 is less than negative 5n plus 2n is negative 3n. Divide by negative 3. 3 divided by negative 3 is negative 1. Greater than n, right? If I divide by a negative, I need to flip the sign. I'm also going to rewrite it so n is on the left. N is less than negative 1. Now, which graph would that fit, Cole?
The top right.
The top right. It's an open circle at negative 1, and it's going less than negative 1.
all we gotta do is circle it?
Good, circle it, that's it.
Huh, lickety split.
Alright, try the next one, please. Do the next one on your own.
Yeah, you should probably not have that in your plan.
I said.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna just do it in my own car. In the parking.
Guys, we all trying the problem?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Two focus on the other side.
How dare, how?
Yeah, they're very good. I didn't do
Quite
it.
distracting.
Oh, wait.
Distracting.
Wait, I don't see much graphic.
Good job, Mr.
Mystery going crazy.
Hey guys, double check your answer when you finish.
Is that the bottom right?
The bottom left.
That's what I'm dyslexic.
Oh.
Wow. I actually think I am. Not gonna lie.
So guys, work it out, right? Solve it first, worry about that. And then figure out which one it should be.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, the next 5 should be.
I never quicker.
Is there ever a time you guys don't whine?
No.
I do, I know.
You know what, when we don't whine?
Yes.
What's that?
Sleep.
Cool. You guys are probably whining you didn't get enough or that you got too much.
Well, I mean, when we're
Oh, to get up. Oh.
but that's not when we're asleep.
Alright.
That's when we're up.
Yo.
6 hours sleep.
Guys, any questions on those 2 problems?
I'm tired. It's like an action.
How did it go? Good, so-so,
Can we not do the rest?
big 2 back. Good, hey, shh. Good, so-so.
Good.
Excellent.
Good. Alright, then let's take a quick review. Graphing lines, we're not going to spend a ton of time on this because you should already know how to do this.
You're like the attention that you said, so we're gonna have.
Right? This is something you should have learned in Algebra 1.
Oh, he just gave us the answers.
So, guys, y equals 3/4 x minus 5. Miss Wick, how do I start graphing that?
You have to find your y-intercept.
Okay, so if I
I
have
can find it.
y equals mx plus b. Marissa, what's my y-intercept in this case?
B.
Which is?
-5.
Good, so -5. On the y-axis, I'm going to put a dot at -5.
Wait, is it upstairs or over? Doesn't matter.
My slope then, mx, right next to x, m is 3/4. Remember, slope is rise over run, so I'm going up 1, 2, 3, over 1, 2, 3, 4. And now that I have 2 points, I can draw my line in. Guys, your lines must have arrows on them.
Are you gonna make us use a ruler?
If they don't, yes, they need to be straight. You should use a straight edge. I have
He has
lots and lots of straight edges. So if you come in on test day and you don't use a straight edge and I mark it wrong, it's your own fault. I have plenty that you can borrow.
Where?
Alright? I will hand them out if you need them. If you want them for like work time, you can ask for one. I'll give you one. What's that? We are not shading it. That's when we do inequalities.
Oh, thank God. Are we doing that at all this unit?
So that's just graphing lines. If you don't put arrows, it's going to get marked wrong. You get really upset. You got the whole problem wrong, so you didn't put arrows. Put arrows.
Toss.
Alright, second one. Y equals -4x plus 6. Y-intercept at 6. So I'm going to go up to 6, put a dot. Slope. Palmer, what's my slope?
Your slope is -4/1.
-4/1. Thank you. So that means I'm going down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the right 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the right 1. Once I have enough points, I can put my line in. Guys, your line should have arrows. It should go through the whole graph. It should be straight. Alright? Any questions?
Actually, a pretty good shape.
Oh dear.
Next one. It's a little trickier.
Oh, we should expose him slow. Oh, that's easy. I can do this. I got you.
Guys, relax. 2x minus 4y equals 12. There's 2 ways to do problems like this. First way, solve for y equals mx plus b. Right? So solve for y, you get mx plus b. Or you can do what we call the cover-up method. Have you heard of both of those?
Yes.
Yes.
Which do you prefer?
Why? Because I'm
Solve for y?
Yes.
Alright, so we'll do both of them, but we'll do that one first. So, first things first, we're going to do that. 2x minus 4y equals 12. Subtract 2x. Negative 4y equals negative 2x plus 12. Divide by negative 4. Y equals 1/2 x minus 3. So if you solve for y, you get y equals 1/2 x minus 3. Then you can graph it. Y-intercept at negative 3, up 1 over 2. Like I said, once you have enough points, then you can draw your line in. Has anyone done the cover-up method before?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
No.
No.
It takes too much time.
We don't like
It doesn't. Watch this, I bet I can do it in under 30 seconds.
Well, you're math
Okay,
teacher, so
one
I
was
mean-
$1.
Ready?
Okay.
Wait, let me
Why?
see the
Alright, so you let x equals 0 and y equals 0. If I let x equals 0 here, it goes away, I'm left with negative 4y equals 12. Divide by negative 4. I get y equals negative 3, so at 0, negative 3 I have a point. If I let y equals 0, I get 2x equals 12. Divide by 2, I get x equals 6. So at 6, 0, I have a point, and I draw my line.
Dang, that was
That was 39 seconds.
I got
27.19.
25.
You started at
27.19.
Wow, I got
So don't tell me it takes too
You
long.
didn't have to draw the line.
Yeah, you didn't draw the line.
Yeah, true.
Ooh, now
No, it's not.
That's great.
That's great, you just failed your test.
Alright, hey guys, shh. I don't care what method you use. If you want to solve for y, do it. But if you want to use cover method, it's really not that difficult. Don't let people lie to you. But you don't have to. Alright, use whatever you're comfortable with. Cool?
Yes.
Okay.
I.
Alright, we got 2 left.
Bruh.
2 left.
Let's just do one of them.
Oh,
No.
you dropped sideways.
Oh, yeah.
Quiet. Thank you. Y equals negative 3. Hey, what type of line is this going to be?
Straight line.
Oh, some people say vertical, some say horizontal. Let's think, hey, shh, let's think about it.
You gotta plot it.
Where does y equal negative 3? Right here?
Y-axis.
Does it equal negative 3 here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What about here?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What about here?
Yes.
What about there?
Yes.
What type of line is that going to make?
Straight line.
That's what I said.
Horizontal. So, hey, that was a pretty straight line.
Wow.
Wow,
But
that's
mine was even straight.
Guys, remember there's a trick. Hoi, Vux and hoi. Hoi, y equals, I have a slope that equals 0, and it's a horizontal line. Horizontal, 0 slope, y equals. Vux, x equals, so x equals 4. Right? Equals 4 there, 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 there. I get a vertical line. Ah, that's awful. And it has a slope that is undefined. So there's 2 different ways to remember it. Y equals is horizontal, x equals is vertical.
That's pretty clever.
That's it.
With yourself.
Yeah.
Any questions, guys? We're not going to spend any more time reviewing how to graph a line, but we will use that tool when we get farther into our unit.
Pretty
Someone had a question. Subscribe, swipe